Prediction?
Yes, prediction.
Pain.
We run the clock, Super 16, it's the cream of the crop. College football time of year, don't stop.
We're adding this guy.
Just another go dome with the courage, heart, skill, and will. Bringing you the best 16, serving up a plate for the football fiends. Breaking the best 16 college teams. Football fans, it's the show of your dreams.
Ain't no bias, Chris Zorich breaking truth. Traded in the golden helmet in the past for a suit. With the tape, never lie, college ball, he's a stoop. Breaking the top 16, not the top 32.
I don't mean to cut you off like a Zorich jersey, but you ain't really grinding unless the jersey dirty. Hit the running back like a Mack truck behind the 30-yard line. It's game time, my team Roddy off the sideline.
You look at Chris like this with a fact checklist, going over college teams like a busy scientist. Steve streaking from his head like in his playing days. Super 16 polls on his show straight away.
It's the FBS, the best of the best from the ACC to the SEC. Pac-12, Big Ten, Mountain West, Sun Belt, and the Big 12. Open your eyelids, who the best like the clock? Super 16, it's the cream of the crop. College football time of year, don't stop. With Christopher Zorich, just another go dome with the courage, heart, skill, and will. Bringing you the best 16, serving up a plate for the football fiends. Breaking the best 16 college teams. Football fans, it's the show of your dreams.
Hello, everybody. Another amazing week of college football on the Super 16 Poll Show. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. For tuning in, I apologize. I'd also like to thank the Football Writers Association of America and also the National Football Foundation for providing me the opportunity to give you my top 16 teams in the country. And without further ado, 16 college football teams in the country. Without further ado, I'd like to bring in my sidekick, my producer, my main guy who knows everything. Phil Thurston. Hello, sir. How are you?
I thought I was getting best man at the renewal of the wedding vows.
Please don't
Sandals,
mention that,
Jamaica.
because I haven't thought about that. So do not get me in trouble. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
I will not get you in trouble.
How are you, sir?
I'm in recovery.
Recovery?
Yeah. It was a long night. Long night, Chris. You've been in those.
I started texting you, I think, at like 4 or something like that. So.
Oh man. So my son took my bed because we allowed him to stay up till the half.
Okay, to watch the okay.
Then he started getting upset. And then my wife comes down. She's like, "We will never do this again." And I was on the phone with Big Steve Edwards. And he's like, Okay, Phil, I'm gonna let you go.
I'm going to let you go now. Sounds like a new thing you need to take care of.
Exactly. So he ended up falling asleep, then woke up, so my wife's like, "You sleep on the couch tonight. He's just gonna sleep down here."
Oh my gosh.
I got kicked out. I got kicked in the gut by the bears. I got kicked out of the bed by the kid. Son. It's like that was my day. I'm in recovery, man. It's one of those things, man. I'm dealing with the emotions of it, Chris. You know, it's like it matters to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when it doesn't matter to the player or the team, this rivalry, it's just another game. If that's the attitude you're taking when there's, and I know you spoke on this.
Have you heard about that? I mean, have you heard current guys talking about that? I mean, I know last time.
I will say this, not to cut you off.
That's okay. I'm used to it. It's all right.
Justin Fields taking that miniature shot at fans. It didn't sit well with me. I didn't
see that. What did he do? I'm sorry, I didn't see that.
So there was a question about the rivalry or whatever. So I'm paraphrasing the clip. Maybe one of our producers could send it to Cherie because I think they already cut it.
Okay.
But it's a subtle jab in, defending yourself type of jab.
Right.
Like, do you worry about the fans and this rivalry, whatever? He's like, well, I know we're working hard all week, not the fans. So one of those types of things.
All right.
So it was like, oh man, after you perform like that, best to never mention anything like that.
Well, I'm pretty sure he's a little upset.
Of course.
And, it's not like, he wants to come out and say, hey, the fans suck or anything, but, it may have come out wrong considering how he felt after the game.
Yeah, I'm taking that into the account.
And plus, what is he, like 21 or 22? I mean,
yeah, he is. He's young. And you know what, Chris? I want this kid to be great. And it seems like that kind of takes a chip out of the whatever that was last night wasn't even in the vicinity of professional football quarterback. So I'm just being honest, and fans could be upset or whatever. I'm just telling you that concerns me as a football coach, what I saw. And again, the all 22 with the NFL, when that comes out, we'll get to that. Obviously, they pick and choose. Their staff can get access to it.
Right.
We can't yet, but when we do, I'll go through it, and maybe there'll be more to blame on the offensive line. But for me, I know situational football, the OC, even in the presser today, the head coach is like shielding. And I know that's your job, but on the professional, high school level, I get protected, right? Okay. Professional level, I don't get. Yeah, he's got to play better, and he knows that. That's it. Right. That's all that needs to be said. If we're going to coddle, we're never going to grow. It doesn't fit with the accountability puzzle. Mm-hmm. That's how I'm feeling tonight. Like, that sucked last night. It was great to watch David Montgomery run.
Yes.
Because he ran. Player. Oh my God. He ran with the kind of reckless abandon that the great one did.
For a while there, I mean, the offensive line, they were actually kicking some ass. I mean, I know I texted and said that the defense was missing tackles, but
oh my God.
I was impressed. I mean, there was a little period in there, I think it was the third quarter, maybe the fourth, where they were just rolling.
Listen, I'm telling you, I've been saying this since this happened. So this isn't rewriting or convenience. I've never liked this rotation at guard. I think that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Only the Bears would come up with that. And Tevin Jenkins is clearly your best offensive lineman out of all of them. And Chris, did you see the Instagram video I put up of him? He just takes 94 from the Packers, right? David Montgomery runs to the right.
Right.
And he's taking him, and the kid's trying to fight, and Jenkins drives his ass all the way into the Packers bench.
Nice.
I mean, this is an NFL. This isn't college, bro. This is a guy that has gone out of his way to he's beaten up on the Bears before.
Sure.
The kid from Northwestern, number 94. I forget his name. Tevin's out there just mauling people, and then you take him out to get your starting center, but you're going to put him at guard to get him in. Put him at the other guy. Oh my God, it gets me wound up. I lose. I've always said there's never ever on TTNL made up emotion. I lived this since I was a kid when I was cheering for Chris Zorich in a Zorich jersey. I live and die with this team. I told my wife, I'm not addicted to nothing. I don't gamble. I don't need fantasy football. I don't drink. I don't need any drug. The one thing I'm addicted to is football and the Bears.
And the
That's
Bears.
it. I can never miss a Bears game, no matter what. I was at a wedding sitting in the freaking watching it on my phone like this. It was the Pittsburgh Steelers overtime game with Tariq Cohen and Jordan Howard runs it in at the end. I was watching that while they're saying their vows, like out of a TV commercial. I just can't. I can't miss a game, a play. It drives me insane. Like, I don't know if you heard, but on Sunday, the NFL Sunday ticket streaming that everyone pays hundreds of thousands of dollars. It goes out. It's like nobody's watching their games unless you have a set. I'm talking about, I was just saying, thank you, God of football, that the Bears weren't on during this. That's what I said. My wife's like, thank God the Bears. I go, that's right. But yeah.
How long was it out for?
Oh, it was out for a good quarter, like the whole.
No, really?
Oh yeah, second quarter into the half, then going into the third. I guess it kicked back on. So I was just watching the local Patriots Steelers was here in Connecticut.
Okay.
So I was watching that. That was a good game to watch. I was watching that, and the Giants Panthers was on Fox.
Did they have any reason why that had? Did they come out and say what happened? Or?
It happened week 1, and then they wrote an email to everyone. We apologize. We got this fixed, and it happened again. And then I will say this: Apple, Amazon, and I forget the third one. It's either Netflix, somebody else
Peacock?
is in
a Hulu.
No, it might be one of those big stream. I think maybe it's Netflix. Are in a battle for now owning rights of the NFL Sunday ticket for next year moving forward.
Really?
So we're talking upwards of, from what I heard from the guy in the know, upwards of $5-6 billion.
Jesus.
Imagine just to stream, and there'll be no more satellites. So DirecTV used to have a monopoly,
right?
And it was a smart play back then. That was the only way. I had DirecTV. Everybody I knew had DirecTV to get the Sunday. If you were a Bears fan, you either going to a sports bar or you had DirecTV.
Right.
On the East Coast, there was a Bears sports bar in Connecticut. It ended up closing down when DirecTV came. They used to have those giant dishes. Remember those?
Oh yeah, yep. The ones you could fit like 4 families in.
Yeah. Exactly. They still have them all up in the upstate New York, just sitting on people's houses. So they have no electric. I don't know what they're doing out there. Real quick, we'll play the Justin Fields thing.
Please do.
Cherie will have to press play.
Does losing against this team, does it sting more because of the rivalry and what the Bears fans want to win this game?
Yeah.
Can you hear it?
I mean, it hurts more in the locker room than the Bears fans. I mean, because at the end of the day, they're not putting in any work. I see the guys in the locker room every day. I see how much work they put in. So just coming out with a disappointing loss like this, it hurts.
He's young. Come on.
They're not putting in any work.
He's hurting. He's hurting. I mean, it was just kind of an offhand comment. It wasn't bad.
Hey, I'm full of offhand comments, so
right.
I'll forgive
so now,
it.
if we judged you by all of your little comments,
they do it. They should.
You wouldn't have any friends.
What? How many laughs? The only one that's got more laughs than me is Michael Scott on The Office.
There you go.
Kid.
Okay.
He deserves an Emmy.
Now you're a comedian. Okay.
Okay. Listen, I didn't like it in a loss. I just didn't like that. I didn't think it was. I think you got to grow up. It was immature. It was very immature.
So maybe people are going to talk to him about it now, and he'll learn from that. But I mean, it wasn't like he threw his Gatorade or his Coke bottle when somebody said it. I mean, he was just pissed.
I get it. I'm forgiving.
Apparently, you're not.
I'm bringing it up because it's true. We got to
Are
talk
you
about
working
these
through it? Are you working through it then?
It upset me because I want to see him succeed. And I know, listen, let's just keep it 100. There are many people out there that want to see this kid fail.
I'm
More
sure.
than one. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So I
Absolutely.
don't give him ammunition. That's all I'm saying.
But he's
So
not thinking about the fans that hate him. He just got lost. He just lost to a rival.
Yep.
Got dominated. Once again got owned.
Yep.
He's not feeling the best. And someone asked him about that. I mean, he's not gonna he's not gonna be his best. I'm sorry. So let's just chalk it up to one learning experience.
People put money, travel the world to go see. So it's a little disrespectful. That's what
I understand. I'm not saying he should not have said it.
Right.
But he did, but it wasn't. I mean, he was upset after a game. I could see if it's like, Wednesday game week of going to play the Packers and he said something like that, then it's like, whoa, hold on, guy. We're supporting you. We're behind you,
Right. Hey.
We're traveling up to Green Bay.
Listen, I'm just saying there's a fine line. I don't even worry about lines, but some people do. And when you're criticizing a quarterback that plays for the Chicago Bears, you have to have the ammunition. Don't give them more ammunition. So that's all I want from him. I want to see him be successful. And I will be at work tomorrow, Jeff. I have to. Trust me, I didn't want to go in today. I'll tell you that. I wanted to sleep in. But anyway, it was a tough night. My thoughts are very clear. Somehow, this is not an excuse, Chris, and I want you to talk about it before we get into the college game. It seems to me there is a serious bias in these games officiated when it's Green Bay versus Chicago. I have always seen the flags fly a certain way, be one-sided. And it's just disappointing. I don't know how they couldn't get that. The ball's across the line.
Right. Right. And it's funny because the commentator said, he said something like, well, what did he say? He said something like, we'll see. The ball's obviously over the line, but we'll see what they say. Or something like that, where it was kind of like obvious that the ball was over, but then they said no. And he said, well, I understand, even though the ball's over the line. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, exactly. if you saw that, like, how did they not see that? You're sitting in New York, they're sitting on the field, they got 1,000 views.
Exactly. Chris, I've seen them put in other games with elite quarterback play. I've seen them piecemeal things together to get the puzzle and say, yes, based on the 3 angles, we've gotten to the understanding that Tom Brady has crossed the line and touchdown Tampa Bay. This stuff, to Chris Collinsworth's credit and his partner, Mike Tirico, they were on it saying, I don't know how that's not a touchdown. The head coach of the Bears is like, yes, we got it.
Right.
And then that epic reaction. Listen, and those Packer fans that are going to sit there and say, oh, stop your whining. We're going to beat you anyway. You've never played the game of football. There's 8 minutes left. It's 24-17. Momentum is a real thing in football. It ain't, your daddy's video game and your fantasy football league. This is real. And a defense that goes out, anything can happen. Anything can happen.
As we've seen.
And I don't want to hear that stuff. That was that'll be forever a touchdown to me. It's disappointing. The loss sucks. The call sucked. It sucked. It did. It really did. I would never call shotgun in my life. If you're going to quarterback sneak anyway, Chris, get under center. You're closer.
I'm just saying. I mean,
I'm
what
just
do you
saying.
waste like 2 seconds before he got to the line, or
Oh
a
my
second and a
God.
half, maybe?
I just never, ever can just be simple. Like you want to, and say you don't want, you want to run the shotgun, put David Montgomery there.
Right.
The guy that's just trucking them,
Right.
averaging like 8 yards a carry.
Right.
Play the Wildcat,
Right.
Jackie. Get out there and play the Wildcat, jackass. Oh my God. It gets me. See, you're bringing me back. I can't let it go. But I'll be back breaking down this tape. We'll see. The defense to you, Chris texted me in this game. Like they cannot.
I don't know if it's the hour and a half practices they have or the 30-minute practices they have or whatever, but the idea that, I mean, it was bad. It was, people sticking out their arms and it's frustrating as a defensive player.
Right.
It's, I mean, there are obviously a couple plays, but as a whole, I mean, it was just poor tackling. And that to me is fundamental. That to me is a week of tackling practice.
I was not expecting that at all. I think that was the biggest, as bad as Justin played and everything. The biggest disappointment to me was the tackling, because that was the thing I thought we had in our back pocket. At least we're going to go out there and hit and tackle. Nope.
Jeepers creepers.
Exactly. Exactly, Brett. All right, Chris. I said it all. That was my mini rant.
Mini rant.
The Bears are 1-1. They still have 15 more games. We'll figure it out and see where they go from there.
And what's the official countdown for Kaplan?
The official countdown for Kaplan.
For Cap spending.
It was 4 games.
4 by
hold on. Detroit is November 13th, I believe.
Okay.
November 13th.
Okay, well, Sheree knows what she's talking about now. How many games until that game?
Yep, November 13th. So we got, let me read them. Texans, Giants, Vikings, Commanders. They should just lose with that name. The Patriots, Cowboys, Dolphins.
Okay.
That's a lot of opportunities.
We have a lot of opportunities. By the way,
they could win this weekend, Chris.
I'm going to be at the game signing autographs.
This weekend?
Yes, sir.
The return of Lovey?
The return of Lovey. I'm going to be signing autographs in the main concourse. So the folks that are going to be at the game, swing on by. Well,
if you give a Super 16 show shout, he'll sign 2, 3 autographs for you.
There you go. 2 or 3.
2 or 3. Depends on what you have. A Zorich bobblehead, get you 3.
Hello.
I want a Zorich bobblehead for my collection over here. Do you have one?
Sometimes. I do not have one. But I have a 1990, was that 96 starting lineup.
I have that.
Yes, I do. It's on my wall.
Actually, Bullets in the chat tonight. He sent me that.
Oh, 19. Nice.
Yeah. The Chris Zorich action figure.
What was so cool, so this is so weird. Like I had a Mike Singletary one.
Did
and then
you?
all of a sudden, well, he was my guy, but then all of a sudden, I had one. So it was like, damn, how cool is that? I got my own action figure with Mike Singletary.
Did you play with them?
Wow. I was a grown ass man. Come on.
Wow. I used to play with the Star Wars figures and line them up in formations.
Right, when you were a kid.
Yeah, when I was a kid.
Not like 24.
I was just joking.
Oh,
you
okay.
Still talk to Iron Mike?
Wasn't sure. Iron Mike is Mike Ditka.
Well, Samurai Mike.
Samurai Mike. It's okay. Know your Bears players, please. Please know your Bears players. Jeez. Come on.
I'm Samurai Mike. I stop them cold. Part of the defense. Big and bold.
There you go. I haven't talked to him in a while, but I saw him in appearance maybe about about 6 months ago. So
He's a good dude, man.
he is. He's awesome.
We got to get him on the show, Chris. Can you make that happen?
Let me try. I mean, there's a lot of pressure now. We're supposed to have a guest today, but that didn't happen.
I know.
I don't want to even. I don't even
want to mention the name.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm working on it. Yes, I'm trying to. It's very hard.
He does. That's what she said. Here we go. Chris Zorich every week. The Super 16 poll show every week. He's breaking down the best 16 teams in the land. I got to get Bratcher to give us some college football music. Maybe Ron G. will check it twice so we could put like music in the background instead of this. See, what? we need the college drums for Chris.
Yes, and not the
1876 trombones in the big parade.
Not the 1844 Yale versus Harvard for the national championship game. No, not that one.
No, we will get real drumline music in there to get us fired up. College football, another great.
Oh my God.
Saturday.
I mean, come on. I don't care where you were. You had at some point you were kind of looking behind something. You were in the store looking up at the screen. Something was going on. I mean, it was another crazy week of college football. And I do have to admit the first couple of weeks aren't always the best. This year, it's been really crazy, man. I mean, anywhere from App State, to Troy. I mean, and even our thought of the day is kind of really a great kind of situation for folks, but it was really just an all-around great weekend once again. Wow.
Yes, Cherie, it was a great week. Chris was going crazy with the scoring like this. I can't believe I can't watch all those games. But yeah, I agree with you. It's almost like Breaking Bad. Every episode, it started getting better. How are you going to top that last one?
Right.
And then you're like, all of a sudden, it's 3 a.m. You're like, man, I got to get to bed.
Yes. And then, the ESPN's final countdown, and I watched that, got excited about that. And I watched both shows. I watched the big game, or the big Fox, what do they call it? The big Fox Showdown or something like that. I watched that. They had the Boz there. That was kind of cool to see him.
Boz.
And of course, watch Game Day. But it was just, do
you like? I like McAfee on Game Day. What do you think?
He's bringing a lot of excitement to it. However, he's looking like the '80s Miami Vice, like with no tie. And
you don't like this little stylist has got a.
He has that one single chain, that kind of thin chain with I think it was a black T-shirt with like.
He was bringing Don Johnson.
Yes,
back.
Yes.
Don Johnson, you weren't feeling it, no.
But I love his excitement, man. I think he's really unpredictable, and I'm glad he's a good addition to the team.
Yeah.
But. I kind of want more. What the hell's his name? We went to Georgia.
Pollock.
Yes,
Andrew Pollock.
Yes, I actually like him. David Pollock, not Andrew, but that's
David.
Okay.
David.
That's
I played with him, Andrew Pollock.
That's all right.
First round pick.
Always goes back to you.
That's where it came from, Andrew. Just saying.
Jeepers creepers.
Wow. All right, let's get this thing started, man.
You ready to rock and roll this week?
What number do we start off with?
Ronnie's, Russian Ronnie's.
I'm waiting for number 40. Did we at least move up?
Number 47, Notre Dame.
Come on, man. We didn't
They're
move
back.
Up we didn't move up like 45 or something like that.
Strong at number 47. Number 47. I honestly, one of the more ugly numbers that anyone could wear. I've never liked that number.
Well, on top of that, since we're talking about Notre Dame and the rankings,
Cherie taking shots below.
Oh, okay.
They should have dropped. She said.
Wow. Well, here's the thing, though.
Yes.
So I think they should be doing all week. They should spend extra time on the Hail Mary.
Oh my God, Chris.
First of all, it wasn't just us. It happened in App State. It happened in a couple other games.
Yes.
Guys being greedy, being selfish. See,
Tell them.
And this is the thing that people might not understand, right? So the process is that the Hail Mary, if your fingers touch any part of that ball, bat the ball down. Bat it down. It doesn't bat the damn thing down. It does not matter. But people getting greedy, and you saw there were two Notre Dame guys who were like, they were trying to catch it.
Oh,
two guys. God. And then the guy for Cal was laying on the ground. He almost caught it at the last second. He bobbled it away. Like, had he catches that, we're going to damn overtime.
Going into overtime.
What the hell?
Coach Freeman was having a freaking heart attack.
Oh my God. So at that point, I'm like, all defensive backs, y'all are spending an hour on this drill, and I'll make some shit up. I'll make up the drill or something.
You take the goddamn. What are those things? You take that.
It's called a football
jugs machine. No, the jugs.
Right.
You put it up in the air, and you just keep doing it.
Right.
Now everybody get in there. If the offense catches this, you're running. That's how it goes.
Exactly.
See how many of those guys knock that shit down from now on.
But see, that's the thing, right? But all of a sudden, it's kind of like you have the mentality of like all of a sudden you become selfish when like the ball's on the ground. Well, for example, like was it what game was it? I forgot one of the games.
State.
Somebody got an interception, and he was looking good. He was about to run for it. This player was like, "Dude, get your ass down." So he kind of slid.
Oh yeah,
But it's just one of those things where it's like you kind of lose all sense of like team at that point, and you just want to score. You want to get that INT. So you just have to be fair with it.
D-Rock Irish has said Cal would have went for 2 in the win.
There you go. Why
not? Would have had a heart attack.
You're away. But overall, I think that they improved. I think the best comment of the whole day was, I'm sure you saw that meme where you had Tommy Reese up in the booth.
I didn't see it. No.
Oh, you didn't see it? It was great. It was actually really wasn't even a meme. It was just kind of I think it was a show from the game.
Shot from the game?
Right. So he was on the phone talking to Payne.
Yeah.
The quarterback, and he was like, "Do your effing job. The team's counting on you." And he said something else, but it was great because like you saw it. I mean, he mouthed it. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, he shouldn't be that rough." And people are like, "Are you kidding me?" Oh my
God!
Exactly.
I'm tired. I'm tired of that shit.
Exactly.
They don't want me coaching.
This is football. This is not tennis. This is not badminton. This is not
field soccer. I always say.
Bro, hey man, it's not baseball, dude. You need to get your ass up and start doing something.
Holy shit! You don't have any other recruits at quarterback? I just find it hard to believe. Like, what are we doing here?
Well, he wasn't left with much.
Mm-hmm.
And he's kind of doing the best he can. I think the best he can. But I do have to say, we did have some improvement. We had our defensive line, not the whole game, but there were a couple big plays came up. But it's kind of frustrating, right? Because like I'm that guy who I want to see what happens when you're losing, when the game's on the line. Like anybody can ball when you're like up 10 or up 40. I mean, you can go ahead and show up and do everything else. I want to see what happens when you guys are losing, right? And so there were a couple guys that kind of showed off a little bit that were like, it's like, hey, I mean, yes, y'all have the lead, and now all of a sudden, You're making a big play, but there was some improvement. I am excited about the defensive line. The offensive line showed up in the second half. I do appreciate that. We still got to put a full game together. And as Marcus said, this is an offensive and defensive line driven team, so they need to show up. And so it's going to be an exciting week of practice, let's say, for those guys.
Who do they have this week?
Mainly for the DBs.
Who do they have this week?
Oh, shit. It was just off the tip of my tongue. You put me on the spot. Man.
Notre Dame football. Who
North Carolina. North Carolina. That's why I was confused. It was at North Carolina.
Mac Jones.
It's going to be really interesting. Mac Brown, that's okay. It's really going to be interesting because this is going to be maybe one of their tougher opponents outside of Ohio State that they were supposed to play. And it's interesting. North Carolina, they won some games by their chinny chin chin, which we all know they should have lost to App State. But the idea that they're going to go in there and hopefully dominate. I mean, this is the thing that I want them to be able to do: dominate a Power 5 team. And until that happens, we're going to be number 47. On the Super 16 poll show.
Super 16 poll show.
All right. Now,
let's go.
That was my ND rant.
That was your ND rant. We need that every week. Can they work their way back into Zorich's 16 polls?
Ooh, from 47. That's going to be tough.
That's going to be hard. And let's move on to number 16.
Number 16, Appalachian State.
Hey. So how about this, man? I did not know the head coach played there. He was an offensive lineman at App State. I mean, how awesome is that, man? I mean, talk about living a dream. That is absolutely incredible for him, man.
Going back to his alma mater.
Before, I was kind of like, man, this guy's out of here. He's going to get a Power 5 job in an instant. I don't know, man. I'm sure if they're able to get a couple more bye games, they might be paying him a real good salary.
Yeah, I mean, loyalty is something that goes beyond money, in my opinion. And we talked about this last year. How much do you go away? Look what Frost did.
Right.
Scott Frost, he ended up leaving, what was it, Central Florida? I always mess these up. Central Florida, yep. And then he goes back to Nebraska. He goes to Nebraska, and now he's fired. And all for the money. Sometimes you are in a good position for a reason, and you got to recognize that. We saw last year, I don't want to spoil anything, but maybe the next team on your Super 16 poll, we heard rumors of a coach leaving there. And I think that would be a mistake on his part.
Right. But since we are talking about App State, they did not move up even though they won because they played Troy down to the last second. What the hell? Even though game day was there, which I thought was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
How about that, man? How about that?
Kids were staying up in tents.
Are you kidding?
Cooking breakfast on the stage.
College experience, man. Now, App State, small school, game day's never been there. Imagine what guys are going to be feeling like 4 or 5 years out of college. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, I remember that. I mean, they're now going to be fans for life of game day. I mean, that just had to be an amazing experience. And when you have game day on your campus and you're a smaller school, I mean, that's one of those times that you will never forget.
Hey, listen, that's the reality of the truth. You get them on your campus, you experience the college football game like nobody else does. ESPN just brings it up a notch. It's something you watched since you were a kid. Now you're at App State. Who would ever thought it was going to be there? So you're 100% right.
Well, and then I think they were saying that they were supposed to go to Texas A&M. And so they were talking about how you guys took 1.5 million from App State, or excuse me, from Texas A&M, and you took game day from them. that is great, man. That is absolutely
if they could have done that to LSU, right, Chris?
Oh, but they actually stay at number 19. So let's take a look
16.
at 16. I'm sorry, 16. Wow. See, look at
Come on,
that.
there's only 16 in your poll.
I'm sorry, man. I thought there was 47. Wow.
Former middle linebacker Chris.
Wow.
That's Matt Carsonson was saying. Remember those days, Chris? Just to understand.
For about 5 minutes.
Everyone would be like, put Zorich at linebacker, bro.
Man, please. I would have been a slow ass linebacker, but a great fast defensive lineman. So I enjoy being faster than anybody else on the D line. So
there you go. And you were. Let's go to number 15.
Number 15, Penn State.
Now they are new to the Super 16 poll show because they actually beat. I'm surprised. I thought it would have been a better score, tougher team. They actually beat Auburn 41-12. I was really surprised. Really surprised.
I'm surprised they're only 15. That's my surprise. Hey now. That was a game. That quarterback at Penn State.
Well, and it's funny because he does not look like a quarterback. I'm sorry,
bro. He is like, you're 100% right. He ain't body beautiful, but he plays athletic.
He's balling.
He's balling. I love this dude. I love this dude, man. He's growing into the position. That's what you want to see. I don't care what anybody says. That's a NFL prospect right there. That kid is something.
No, and it's funny because when we think about like people who are prototypical quarterbacks, right? They have a certain image, right? This guy is totally not that image at all, and I think that's great. I mean, the first time I saw him, I was like, "Is that the kicker?" And he ran in. I was like, "Oh my god, he's the quarterback!" And he threw 2 touchdown passes. I was like, "Holy shit!"
Did you see the hit he took?
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Just for that, I hope I'm not ruining any of your segments, but he took a shot. I thought he was done.
Yeah.
The ball came out. He's out. He gets up. He's running the next play.
I love it. Love it.
This kid is an Atoshin quarterback right there. And yes, D-Rock, those two, the freshman running back, number 10, is going to be a star. Oh, shit. Yeah. And number 4, they got 3 running backs, to be honest. The other kid was a little ding. But 24, oh, my God. Penn State, I think they'll be moving up the list. That's my guess.
I think they will, too. But they had to get their first weekend, and they debuted at 15. So that's a good thing.
There you go. 15. Let's go to number
14, North Carolina State.
We have another first-timer, and they're debuting at 14, which is good because they actually beat Texas Tech, which I didn't think was going to happen.
Lemuel's pissed. He's pissed. Well, when am I getting on the poll show?
Hey, we should call him.
Texas Tech. He was pissed. He thought they were going to. I'm like, Lemuel, if Texas Tech ain't winning, you ain't in. I'm sorry.
No, well, they actually had a really good year last year. They're debuting now. I forgot who they played their first 2 games, but I was not impressed at all. But so finally, they actually put together a good game.
Yeah.
And which is the reason why they're at 14.
There you go. NC State, home of the quarterback, Eric Kramer.
And
at NC State. Phillip Rivers.
They would have had a star point guard on the basketball team in, I think, 73 or something like that. Joe Montana.
Oh, was really?
Offered, yes.
I remember this story.
He was offered a full ride the year after they won the national championship. Forgot what year that was. but his dad was like, you know what? I think he'll be a better football player. So imagine
Jesus
if
Christ.
Joe Montana, if his dad's not around to make that
Thank
decision,
God for
or his
Mr.
decision was like, hey,
Montana.
it's up to you.
Oh my!
I mean, isn't that
change the whole course of history.
Isn't that insane?
Hey, Quantum Leap is coming out. Are you excited about
There
that?
you go. Yeah, apparently it would have been one of those.
Exactly.
It would have been one of those situations. But think about that. I mean, there's no more chicken soup game. There's no Frisco Super Bowl. I mean, wow.
The comeback,
or better yet, to imagine that he's that type of athlete where he can get a full ride hooping.
That says a lot about him, man. No doubt. He was the GOAT. Now I got to give Tommy Brady that title. I'm sorry, Chris.
Well, no, I think he has like 30 Super Bowl rings or something like that. Hey, he deserves. Hey, man.
Hey,
you do that. You can do that.
I think it's even a more amazing at 45. He's still playing, bro.
Oh, exactly.
He's throwing Surface Pros around like. Anyway, let's go to number 13.
Number 13, Tennessee.
These guys are up to. They destroyed Akron again. This is kind of the game you expected to happen. So I'm glad to kind of see these SEC teams getting their games in early for this great competition that is the actual season for the SEC games. This is great because kind of people talk about how great the SEC is, and for them it's a regular Saturday to be playing Auburn, or it's a regular Saturday to be playing Alabama. And I think that really, I mean, if I had to change it, or if I could kind of see, or even if I was recruited by Alabama back in the day, maybe I would have made that decision. But for me, it's one of those things where if you want to be the best, I mean, you have to play the best. Now, granted, I was fortunate enough we actually played against the best, when I was in college. But when you think about it now, I mean, why wouldn't you want to go to a school in the SEC? I don't care if it's Vanderbilt or Alabama. I mean, just an opportunity to compete against the best.
I totally agree. I think that's the separation from the good players from the guys that crave competition and want that stage to perform against the best. Like, I know fans get all upset. I don't get excited if Rodgers is out of the game hurt.
Right.
We did it within the game. That would
Right.
get me fired. I'll be honest. That would fire me up. But I want the best, so there's no excuses. And that's where you go. The SEC, baby. Speaking of Mike Singletary, let's go to number 12.
Hey.
Number 12, Baylor.
Well, these guys are up to 12, playing a sorry-ass Texas State team, 42-7. Again, warming up for what's going to happen later. I'm excited because we liked Baylor last year, and they had one game. I forgot who it was, but they actually dropped the ball and lost. But the fact that they're actually kind of still in the hunt is important for me. So,
listen, you gotta be in the hunt. That's all there is. Baylor, that coach, continues to get these guys ready. You had called that last season. There was something about the coach that you really liked, and it's carrying on here.
And it was amazing because, I mean, he was neck and neck. I remember he was neck and neck. He had a possibility to even be in the Final Four.
Right.
That kind of something happened and something shook up. But the idea that he's doing it, and I think he was somebody's OC. I forgot. I know we talked about it last year, but the idea that I mean, it's something that I enjoy following. However, all that craziness that happened a few years before that, I wasn't too happy about. But the idea that they were able to clean house and get some good folks in there is a good thing.
It's a great thing. Let's move on to number 11.
Number 11, Arkansas.
Okay, now they didn't go anywhere, but Phil, you and I love this coach, man. He is he is the man, and we love when you get the offensive line coaches who become head coaches because it's just a whole different team and the whole different attitude.
Yeah, I just like his honesty, and his personality shines onto his team, and you move forward. I mean, who did they play? They play Texas A&M this weekend.
Yes, which is going to be one of my big games, but they played Missouri State.
Missouri State. It was kind of a nail biter.
Exactly. And for those folks who might not know who the head coach of Missouri State is, Bobby Petrino.
Bobby P.
So he's the guy that
trying to make a comeback.
Left Arkansas under a shroud of controversy.
He left Louisville too.
Yes.
The Atlanta Falcons.
We went on the list.
This guy is just like.
But and I think he left Louisville twice, right? I mean, because
he went back there and left again.
Right. So here's the idea. Fired. I mean, you're as an athletic director, your reputation is based on the coaches that you hire. So, like, how do you convince, like, your president or your board when you want to hire this guy? Like the athletic director at Missouri State, like, what's that conversation with the president? The guy go, well, wait a minute. He had a side piece that was working in his office and got a motorcycle accident. She bounced, not literally off the ground, but she got out of there. The police came. You almost get the police guy fired. Is that somebody we want, like, as an example to our student athletes?
Just a showcase of what we all know. Sometimes winning
is everything.
Exactly.
Everything.
That's all it's about at the end of the day.
Terrifying. It's so scary. And those programs who do it the right way, in all the more respect for them, because
they don't get awards for doing it the right way, though. That's problem.
Very true. That's very true. But it's the lessons that you're teaching these young men and young women, right? With all other athletic teams. I mean, what's most important? Is it winning, or is it forming these young minds for the rest of their lives? I mean, I'm not asking for an answer on that, but the idea is you're much more than just a person that helps them win games. I mean, you're a mentor for them. You're that role model for them. And if you're shady, what does that tell your team? And I mean, I hate to kind of talk about this right now, but I mean, what about the parents of those kids on that team? I mean, like, are you excited? You're like, oh, hey, you guys are new coaching. It's like, well, wait a minute. Like, what lessons are you teaching my son, who's, going to be a junior or sophomore there on the football team? Like,
exactly.
I mean, how's my son supposed to respect you? I guess, but that's a whole different conversation.
Let's should have it one day. Let's go to number 10.
Number 10, Kentucky.
Okay, they're up 3. I think these guys mean the dark horse of the SEC once again. I mean, this is exciting. I'm excited about all these teams that in the SEC that are actually ranked high, because that means that these games are going to be exciting just on a regular Saturday. I love it.
It's almost like I saw somebody putting Duke, Kentucky, go NC State.
Yes, they're talking about the Final Four, right? Exactly.
It used to be March Madness. Now it's only September.
Right. It's like third week of September. What's going on? We're playing hoops, but
playing hoops.
They dominated Youngstown State, which they should. But again, I think it's just going to be more exciting for us as we get on to the season, because we'll be going into the conference games pretty soon. So we're excited about that. We can move on to number 9.
Number 9, Ole Miss.
Again, our buddy. I mean, as crazy as this SEC thing is, You're
In
talking
same
about like
lane.
Griffin. Exactly. I mean, and he was able to dominate La Tech 42-0. But I mean, we have in the top 16.
Yep. Go ahead.
We got
Kentucky.
5 SEC teams, man.
We don't want to list. Spoiler alert, but I think you could figure it.
I'm just so fun. No, I'm just talking about the ones that we've named already.
Okay.
We have 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4.
App State. I mean,
No, I'm sorry, 4. 4. My bad. 4.
Tennessee.
Yep.
Arkansas.
2.
Kentucky and Ole Miss.
There you go. Come on.
4 right there.
Right there.
Right there.
Right there.
Right there. The
Real
SEC. The SEC.
Which and we haven't even talked about it, but we could do a whole show on this. But the whole idea that they're going to be moving the college football playoff committee has voted to move to a 12-game contest. I'm not a big fan, but I think what's going to happen, people are going to be pissed. Half those damn teams are going to be SEC teams or more. If you do the top 12. I don't think people understand that. They're going to be like, oh, well, we can take one person from each conference. Okay, but then after that, it's going to be all SEC teams if you go by rankings.
Did you know this? Game day goes to Knoxville.
No, I did not know that. All right,
I didn't know that
good
either.
to hear.
There you go. D-Rock Irish.
Thank you, Ryan. So who are they playing? Do we know?
Cherie, look that up. Who is Tennessee? The Vols.
Rocky Top.
Russian Ronnie was like, I just want to double check this nickname. So Tennessee.
Now he's like freaking everything. He's like freaking out. For everything, right? He's like
triple check.
And checking each
he's like Saint Nick. Saint Ronnie.
Checking
making
it
a list. Checking it
twice.
Gonna find out who's in the polls. I gotta think it's a song for this. Let's go to number 8.
Number 8, Oklahoma State.
These guys stay put. I don't think anybody's talking about Oklahoma State. Like I haven't seen a lot of. I just haven't seen a lot of replays.
I didn't even know they still played.
There you go. Exactly. I mean, and it's kind of surprising that they're in our top 10.
Yeah.
And in a whole bunch of other people's polls are in the top 10 as well, which I think is very surprising that we're actually in sync with a lot of the polls this year. But they wound up dominating Arkansas Pine Bluff, which they should, but they haven't gotten like any pub this year, which I think we should, kind of stay on and watch them.
Yeah, we gotta. Who do the Volunteers have this week, Cherie? Florida.
Ooh. Oh yeah, actually, that's one of my games. Damn it, man, that's one of my games. I should have knew that.
Did you ever play the Gators?
No, I just competed for two national championships, maybe 3 national championships. I didn't have a chance to play them. No. Sorry.
I know you played the next team in number 7.
Number 7, USC.
Now, I am sorry, but all my ND friends are going to hate me for this, but this is exciting football. I love watching that. And it's crazy because I've never said that.
Me and you were like, you know what? They always seem to stumble on Fresno State. That Fox had it on at like 11:30 at night. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm like, Fox is showing games at this late? But sure enough, they were like the Lakers, bro.
Seriously. And this is the first Caleb Williams, our first Heisman candidate we have, and write it down first.
Wood is pissed. Kevin Wood's like, no, they're number 4.
Really?
That's what he's in the top 4. He's not even saying 4.
No, he's saying just
Kevin.
Okay. All right. Oh, easy there, buddy.
Let's let Kevin get his 16 polls.
No kidding. Kevin, Super 16 polls. Oh, yes. He needs his own. But again, exciting. Having a chance to really kind of enjoy kind of what, and now you and I talked about this, when USC is in the hunt, college football's fun.
It is. It's crazy. This is what I want to give Chris a lot of credit. A lot of people are going to express that you would be biased because that's like a rivalry game, Notre Dame USC. And I know you forewarned your Notre Dame peeps, but I think you love the game of football even more than Notre Dame.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's the reality of this show. That's why I love doing this show with you, because you're cut from the same cloth in regards to college football in its pure. I don't have a favorite team because of this. Sure. I just love the game, the matchups, and then I cheer, root really hard actually for whatever team is matched up in those games. So I was pulling for Notre Dame to win, to pull it out against Marshall. I didn't want to see them lose to Marshall because then it takes away from, but that's where they are. And to your point, USC being relevant just makes college football better. It just does. Did you freeze or you just?
I did not. I love it. I'm just listening, man. It's exciting. It's exciting. And
you had that smile on your face for a long time. That Saint Ronnie Nick smile.
And the only thing I don't like is when you get two USC guys who are on the Fox broadcast.
Oh, yeah.
Because they have more than 30,000 inside jokes between them.
Reggie and Matthew.
Exactly. And, it's kind of course, they were giving each other a hard time because our boys on there.
Brady Quinn.
Yeah, exactly.
Brady Quinn.
Our QB boy.
I don't know him yet.
Okay.
I haven't met this guy. You can't call him my boy yet.
Once again, you want me to get on the show, right?
You have to get him on this Super 16 Poe show.
Yeah, man, it's hard enough getting non-Notre Dame people on here. So let me try to work.
I figured the Notre Dame would be the bridge.
You would think. But I think some of these guys can't do like other shows while they're doing their show. But so which means that we're a legit media outlet now. So
absolutely.
Hello.
TTNL,
baby.
That's it. Let's go to number 6, baby. There we go.
Number 6, Oklahoma.
Ooh, Lord. Now, I'm not sure who, and I'm sure their games are their shows are scheduled in advance. But the idea that they were going to go down to Nebraska for the Nebraska-Oklahoma game,
that went out the band.
I'm sure they were on the phone going, no, you can't do that. No fire yet. Wait till next week. Come on, Trev Alberts. Come on. No, you got to wait till next week. Think about that.
They had to change all course. But
apparently ESPN can do it. I'm surprised Fox didn't do it. But then Fox also has the game. So I think a lot of the places they go are tie-ins for the games, regardless of where. And I'm sure it's the same with ESPN, but they have so many different games that Fox only has kind of like one main game. So
right,
I'm sure they were there for that.
They're covering everything.
Yeah.
Winston-Salem State versus this game's on ESPN Plus. I'm like,
hey.
I was checking in on all these games.
Gotta love it. But Oklahoma dominated again. Excited for the former coach with Clemson. What was it? Matt
Variables. How do you from University of Miami?
No. He was at Clemson. He was Clemson's the coordinator forever.
Oh, the Oregon guy. No, that's Georgia's guy. Jesus Christ.
That's okay. There's too many guys out there.
His name? Venerable.
Yes. Matt.
Where was
it Matt? Oh, no, it's not. Okay. Venables. All right.
Yeah. He's now the head coach
at Oklahoma. And actually got a little emotional
Yes.
kind of talking to the team about kind of the whole rivalry with them. So that's pretty good.
Well, it used to be huge.
Oh, my
like
God.
Growing up as a
Oh,
kid,
my God. Oh, my
Tommy Frazier, Jamel Holloway
God.
running
Mel
the
Holloway.
option.
Hello. The
Holy
quadruple
triple.
option is great.
Holy shit.
Awesome.
When is that going to come back? It
Yes.
will come back.
Yes. Everything is cyclical. We've actually talked about that. So
Exactly. Let's go to number 5.
all right.
Did you see this guy running out the tunnel?
Number 5. Clemson.
Here we go now.
Death Valley.
How about this, man? This is it. Everybody's talking about our guy, DJ Guglian.
DJ. That's all we call him is DJ.
Okay.
He stepped up a little bit.
He's proving people, I'm telling you, man. He's proving people wrong.
He's turning it around.
I think he will.
We'll see. I have my concerns with him, but let's see where he turns this. Obviously, you got him at number 5. Did you happen to see the coach sprinting? Did you see that video down the hill?
I did not.
Yeah.
Did he almost run
Dabo,
out?
Shane's talking. The way they filmed it, Dabo looks like he's running a 4.640.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Nice.
you got to see this video. Someone send it to
to
Cherie. Because he's sprinting.
Oh, my God.
And then he gets all the way out there. He turns around. I know he knows the camera's on him, so he ain't huffing and puffing. He's breathing out of his nose, and he's high-fiving everyone.
So
Made
was
it
the
look
team behind
fast.
him, or was the team behind
Yeah,
him?
the team was behind him. He went out first.
Oh, my God. That's awesome.
Sprinted down the
That's
hill.
awesome.
It was funny. It was funny. It was good, though. Yeah. Who do they got this weekend? Clemson. Big game. Or is
hold
it?
on.
Are we out of
They
this?
just beat La Tech.
I know.
Okay.
La Tech.
Yes.
Wake Forest.
Yeah. So
Number
that's
21
actually,
in another poll.
you are taking all of my games, man.
I didn't say anything. I was just
Damn.
asking who they're playing.
Damn. But
Got
see,
fired on his day off.
Here's the thing. This is making me nervous, man.
Herm Edwards.
We actually, yes, we have to talk about Herm too. But check this out. We're looking at several schools that's on Notre Dame's schedule still.
Yeah.
Clemson is on the schedule. So is USC.
Really?
What the hell?
This could be, you could turn stuff around by winning.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
Right? Do you want to see Dabo?
Hello.
Do you want to see him sprinting?
Yeah, you got it.
She's got it. She's got it. Look at her. Cherie.
That's awesome. He is fast. He is. That's lightning speed.
She's trying to get it to work. Her internet, you could see it. It's loading. They know she's moving. They're trying to slow her speeds down.
I love it.
Xfinity. What is going on?
I love it.
He's still running, Chris. No.
Here we go. Oh,
it died out.
All right, here we go.
Wait, do we got it again? No.
One more time.
We tried. One more. Okay. Cherie, you got it? Give us a thumbs up when it's moving. There we go. There it is. Here he comes.
That's him?
Dabo. He's at the 10.
God.
He's at the 15. That's funny. Dabo's sprinting out there. Let's go, baby.
Man, how long did he practice that for?
He must have went to practice with that.
Oh my God, he was moving.
He was moving. He's working on those. I'll tell you what, at my age, I worry about my freaking hamstrings.
Hammy, hip,
my hams,
knee,
my hips are
shoulder.
okay.
Come on, man.
Knees
neck,
and toes.
Come on, man.
Hand, shoulders. Let's go. What do you think?
About Cherie, what about number 4?
Number 4, baby.
Number 4, Michigan.
These guys haven't changed.
The big
either,
house.
But number 4, I mean, what is the deal here? Did they just start getting? Did they want to blow people out?
Spanking
UConn?
the
on, man.
hometown team here in Connecticut, 59-0, baby.
Goose egg.
Oh, they put a whooping on UConn, and now they face against Maryland, the Terrapins. Maryland.
So again, this is exciting.
Cherie's going. Are you going to that game?
Oh, she is.
I don't know. I think it's in. Is it at Maryland?
I don't know.
Is it at Maryland or at Michigan? What does our fans say? HL, where's he at? Go blue. Go blue. I don't know where it is. Wolverines.
Okay. So
maybe it's in Michigan.
I'm sure it is. Here's the deal. This is we're going to start getting into your regular season games.
Yep.
I mean, these games are important. So I think that the next week we're going to see not so many lopsided scores, but
yep.
I'm pretty sure we're going to see some defeats. Love me some Michigan State. They are nowhere to be found. They got bounced out, and it was really quick. I hope they're able to make it back, but because I would love to see kind of a ranked Michigan State team going against a ranked Michigan team.
Yeah, that was disappointing to see Michigan State take an L like that. I wasn't expecting it, but it is what it is, Chris. Maryland, then they have Iowa after Maryland.
There you go.
Iowa, man. Every year, it's the same consistent mediocrity.
How about do they have another kick-ass center this year or no?
We need to find one for them. I'll tell you that. Let's go to number 3.
Hello.
For the Bears.
Number 3, Alabama.
For the Bears. That was funny. So, again, this is our second Heisman watch here.
There we go.
I'm telling you, I mean, the
so calm
consistency of this guy, we're talking about Bryce Young, is just absolutely amazing. And I mean, he's a junior now, right? Yes, I think he's a junior now. It's just, I mean, it's exciting to watch him play, even against teams like University of Louisiana Monroe. I mean,
right.
Yes, they dominated, but still being able to watch him play,
Utah
I think is a treat for us.
Texas, he played the biggest moment. He steps up,
and we talked about it was that play, man.
Yeah, that was the biggest play. The guy had him dead to rights.
Dead to rights.
Those things.
Hand on the ground. Come on.
That's why I don't agree with Shane at all. This kid just shows me NFL traits. He's completely calm in these moments. He makes all the throws. He's athletic. Nothing is bigger than the moment. Did you see the commercial with him?
Oh, it was hilarious.
And he's a good actor. He's a good actor.
Dr. Pepper, right? The kid came home? Yes.
The kid comes home. He's hanging out with mom and dad. Oh, he just gave us that nickname. Isn't it cute? And I'm dad. I mean.
Love it. Love it. See, this is what this stuff is supposed to be about, right? It's supposed to be fun like that. So,
have you ever been to Army Navy?
I have not, but that's a game I definitely.
Can we do that, man? Seriously,
I kind of like that.
Let's do that. I would like to do that. This year might be tough.
Let me write it down on my notes, right?
But if we can get there is nothing like Army Navy. And somebody who loves tradition,
yes,
you will. I have never left there without with a dry eye. The emotion just to start, and then to see like every time out there's some smack talk on the board from each side. Awesome. And it's so great. Each side trying to be more creative and back and forth, the rivalry and the game and above itself, It's awesome. So that would be fun.
That's one of my top
there.
5. A place that I want to go to watch a game.
Yeah, bro. I've been to West Point.
Sure.
West Point is unreal.
Okay.
Unreal. Overlooking the valley with the river there, the atmosphere. I'll go to Army game with you too.
Oh,
well, Army Navy, they usually play obviously
Right.
either Philadelphia
Right.
or Giant Stadium. But you gotta go there.
Another one on my bucket list is Texas A&M because the night before
College Station with the
they have
bonfire,
that crazy ass thing the night before where they do like the cheer call or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And like I saw it one time, it was they wound up doing a special on ESPN, and it was like at midnight, and the stadium was freaking packed. Like 60, 70,000 in the stadium at midnight for the damn pep rally. And that's on a damn weekly basis. That's crazy.
You gotta experience real quick. Army Navy, I forgot to tell you, before the game, they do a walkout where they march.
Okay.
And it's silent. And it's fucking amazing.
Wow.
And it's so in rhythm. All of the cadets and everyone are in the stands. And it's like, and you just hear their feet. And they come, and it's like, oh my God. And the jets fly over and the whole thing. It's just amazing. So yeah, that too. We gotta plan that.
I was fortunate enough when I was an athletic director, we had an event at West Point, and the big thing was kind of seeing like 5,000 cadets have lunch in 30 minutes.
Oh my God.
It was insane. And it wasn't like you think, Canada, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't like, it was just like you're talking about. It was smooth.
It was smooth.
I mean, everything was set up beforehand. Like literally you sat down, boom, boom, boom. They had their lunch. Boom, and then after that, we went to Air Force. And we were able to sit down with the cadets. And it was amazing. That was an amazing experience. So I can imagine what the game was like.
Oh my God. Because just think, real last point here on Army Navy, these guys are playing this game with everything they have because most of them are seniors playing their last football game.
Oh yeah.
And then they're going to go serve their country. So there is so much pride and effort, just unbelievable, especially when you're there. It's an amazing thing to see. But anyway,
the last part,
yeah,
just from a fan's perspective, some of the things that they do with the uniforms, but most importantly, the helmets, are just unbelievable.
Oh yeah,
absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I remember a few years they wound up doing the battleships. Like if you were a lineman, you got a certain battleship. You know, if you were a receiver, you wound up getting it was amazing, absolutely amazing.
Eagles,
all right,
14, Vikings 7. Chris, updates.
Thank you for the update. I love it.
Let's go to number 2.
Hello,
number 2, Ohio State.
Okay, now I'm not sure what the date is for the Ohio State Michigan game.
Oh yeah, that comes late.
That's going to be an interesting game because I'm not seeing Ohio State falling out of the number 2 spot all year.
It's going to be tough. They play Wisconsin this coming weekend.
You keep taking my final games, man.
Listen, I'm just giving you. Let me look.
They're the good
November
games.
26th.
There you go, man.
Thanksgiving weekend.
I think that's going to be a game for the ages. And you're talking about, 2 and 4. I mean, I don't think they've ever. What were they ranked last year? Do you remember?
Ohio State?
Well,
or Michigan when they played.
Teams. Both when they played both teams.
I think it was 4-2.
Oh, it was
4-1. No, 4
No,
and 2.
no.
Because
They may have been
Alabama
4 and
had
2.
taken 1,
Yeah,
which Georgia lost.
yeah.
So I think it was 4 and 2.
Okay, again, all right, okay. Because I think that'll be interesting because, I mean, that's a game that has a ripple effect that late. Whew, a lot of people are going to be affected by that.
Well, a lot of things can happen, Coach.
As we know.
A lot of things can happen to then.
So they just dominated Toledo 77-21. So
77-21.
77.
77.
Yes.
77.
I heard that
Shane.
too, Shane. Thank you.
Shane loves some Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. I heard it was just crazy. And
Insane Lane.
And Oxford. That is Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry. I mean, because that's the place where they don't allow cars. You have to run out the night before and plant your tailgate spot.
Yeah.
That's insane. All right, man. You want to hit number 1?
Number 1, Cherie.
Number 1, Georgia.
I'm sorry. We go back to Ohio State one more. That was Heisman Watch number 3.
Okay.
Wow. I'm never going to do stuff like that again.
This is
That's
the
terrible.
best drop.
That's not. No, it's not.
Why isn't it on keeping it 100?
So that's CJ Stroud. I mean, come on, right? So that was at Ohio State. We had 3 Heisman Watch. I mean, this is crazy. And of course, my favorite, Stetson Bennett.
Yes.
Balling again.
Ballin'.
Come on. I mean, if this guy doesn't get a nod,
I don't know what they're looking at. The kid, it's always to the extent where these teams get, well, it's a layup. It's Georgia. Well, it isn't. You've seen quarterbacks in Georgia fail all the time. And yes, he's an older quarterback that Shane is pointing out. Going to be 25 or just turned 25. But the reality is his story is included. This isn't a 25-year-old at 6'6", 238-pound gun slinger that got hurt. Now he's got. This kid has been overlooked his whole life, told to go to junior college, come back, been on the practice squad, going this way, and then to get to this pinnacle in his life. I agree
won a
with
damn
you.
national championship. I mean, that's great. And then now this is his first year being the man. Matter of fact, he was such the man last year that after what's his face, TJ Daniels.
Yep.
JT. What was
JT?
Yeah.
JT
Daniels. He rolled. Where is he at? He played last week, right? Yeah.
What school did he transfer to?
We actually talked about him last week.
Yeah, I can't remember now.
But this was an interesting game because a lot of people actually had South Carolina not winning, but South Carolina giving them a run for their money. And I think we're going to experience a pretty good Georgia team again this year.
Georgia. What did Ray Charles say? Georgia. Georgia.
Come on, man.
Jamie Foxx did a great job in that role.
He did.
If you haven't seen it.
I know.
Chris Zorich did a great job here.
Let's go, Notre Dame and Cubs fans. Let's do this for our man, Harry Carey.
I won't play. Yeah.
Thank God. In my defense, I was doing Will Ferrell doing Harry Carey.
Yes.
Because
you were imitating.
He does the best. I think he even does it better than Harry Carey. You know,
he
does the best Harry Carey.
I miss
ever.
Will Ferrell.
I know. Is
he coming out with something?
I have no idea, but he is hilarious.
Unbelievable.
But that was fun. And that was fun. As you can see, I got my own jersey, which was a Cubs number 50 jersey, which was my jersey in Notre Dame
In college.
school, yes.
Was it cut off like in college?
Thank God it was not. So because I may have put on a couple of LBs since college, but that was for last year's Shamrock Series game against Wisconsin, where they played at Soldier Field, and so I did this whirlwind tour of the Chicago area, doing stuff for representing my Irish.
There you go. No one represents the Irish like you in a
Hello.
kilt.
In a kilt.
In a
He
kilt.
He killed
it. He killed the momentum. Let's go to his momentum. Every week he gives you, well, let's look back at his top 16.
You're getting too excited, Phil.
Let's go. Georgia. Well, App State, Penn State, NC State. A lot of states here.
Hey.
Tennessee. Baylor at 12. Arkansas, 11. Kentucky at 10. Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin at number 9. 8. Oklahoma State. 7. The rivalry. Bam, 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 bam. I can hear it. 6. Oklahoma. 5. Coach running out the tunnel. Clemson. There's number 4 for Sharif. Michigan. 3. Alabama. 2. Ohio State. And number 1. Georgia. Let's do it for the Bears. Let's give Chris's top 5 matchup.
As Phil alluded to before, he named like 3 of my 5 games, so thank you very much. But my first one is Wisconsin at Ohio State. So again, I think this is going to be not a test, but I think we're going to see them finally be able to kind of play some good ball. Not saying that by dominating Toledo is not good ball, but having a chance to see them compete against the team. So I like that game. But my top game, our boy, is going to be coaching against Jimbo Fisher, and I think that's going to be a really interesting game.
Your top game? This is the number 1?
That is my top game, yes.
Jimbo Fisher.
Yes.
Versus
Arkansas.
Oh, boy. Our guy.
Yes.
I hope Arkansas can pull that game out. I really want to see that story, that finish.
That would be fun.
Right?
Now, I would be throwing App State in this top 5, but now they're playing their conference Sun Belt teams, and it's not that exciting.
It's not as fun anymore.
It's not exciting anymore, so hopefully they'll go undefeated, and hopefully they'll have a chance to be this year's Cincinnati, but
we'll see. App
see.
State. They might move down based on the comp.
I'm actually kind of interested in this Utah team, although they got their butt kicked against Georgia. They're supposed to be a really good team, and I think they are. They're on the up, but I just want to see them kind of dominate some Power 5 teams first.
I hear you. You got to see that. You got to see it all, Chris. Any other games?
Yes, we have 2 more. Thank you. So you were counting. That's 1, 2, 3, and now we're going to do 4, which is Florida at Tennessee. It's going to be a good game. You mentioned this game already. It's going to be fun down in Knoxville.
Florida versus Tennessee.
And my last one you mentioned, again, Clemson at Wake Forest. I think this is going to be a test for for Clemson. Wake Forest is kind of riding that wave from last year. Let's see how good they are. Let's see how good my boy DJ is.
You got a real critical matchup right there for this quarterback. I want to see, can he answer the bell when it dings? That was the same thing I wanted to see with Justin Fields against the Packers. How are you going to handle now? You're getting into your conference. Wake 21 in the country. They haven't hit the 16 poll yet, but
not yet. Thank you for
not yet.
Yeah, so right now they shouldn't even have a number, but that's okay. That's okay.
I'm just using the library's newspaper report.
Fair enough.
Library.
Jeepers creepers.
I know. Jesus, Chris.
It's our Super 16.
It's our Super 16.
Exactly.
I will be the low man on the totem pole here, though, as Chris Zorich breaks it down every week. But we can't finish without deep thoughts with Christopher Zorich.
We need to find some music for that, like they did with on Saturday Night Live. And used to do
I know. Let's see if this works.
Okay, or even maybe something more mellow than that.
More mellow?
Final thoughts.
Like
final thoughts. It should be like one of those commercials at like 4:00 in the morning. When you're tired and sleepy,
are you tired?
Right. Do you have suicidal thoughts? It'd be something that crazy. All right, so exactly, deep thoughts, exactly. So this is kind of fun. I know we've kind of talked in the past. We've talked about kind of situations where kids overcome stuff, which is great, but sometimes we need to liven it up a little bit. How about the contest that App State had?
Yes.
During game day for the signs, whoever had the best sign had a free year of tuition paid. And guess who won? I forgot his name, but he had a funny sign, and everybody was cheering. He was pumped up. He was excited, everything else. And then they announced that number 2 and number 3, they were going to get full scholarships as well.
Oh,
what the
that
hell?
was
How awesome is that, man? Come on. I mean, you're talking about free tuition for a year. He's wrote a sign. So I think moving forward, game day should do something with the school that they're going to be at, and do some kind of contest like that, and say, hey, whoever gets the best sign will get a year's tuition.
I love it.
I think that would be pretty cool. It's like ESPN can't afford it. You know?
Harbaugh loves it too.
I
it's
like
not
it.
like they can't afford it. You're 100% right. I like the specialness of that. And that was,
and then maybe you can give like 2 and 3, maybe half scholarship or something like that, just to make it special. Or hell, give them all 3 of them top scholarships. But seriously, the idea that you're paying for a year's tuition and kind of tying into game day, are you kidding me? You have some insane signs out there, as they are anyway.
That would make the competition, including the fans, even greater. And I like the idea of it.
Love it. But imagine sitting there on stage thinking, you came in number 2 or number 3, and then all of a sudden like, but wait, there's more.
Right.
How cool is that?
It's like Oprah.
Right. There you go. Scholarship for you. A scholarship for you. And you.
Exactly. That would be tremendous. I wish that on any person, any family, those families must be ecstatic today. Parents, how that extends outward as well, not just the kid, the parents paying for the school.
Well,
have to be,
especially if they had a side note like we just like jack somebody up too. That'd be so bad.
Listen, we've done it all. The Super 16 poll show. Tomorrow night, we'll have Keeping It Fantasy. Claudio, Jackal, and Ivan breaking down fantasy football like nobody else does. That
gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Gotta love it. Then on Wednesday, Chris,
the show.
What's up, everybody? This is NFL Network's Adam Ray.
This is Olin Crooch.
This is Matt Waldman.
This is Chris Zorich from your Chicago Bears.
I'm Deion Miller.
Dan Weeder.
Hey, man, it's Rashard Whitfield.
I'm Courtney Cronin.
Hey, this is David Kaplan. Listen to me. You want to learn football? Listen to my guys, Phil and Shane.
Shane and Phil.
Shane and Phil. Oh, Phil.
On the Tape Never Lies Network.
On the Tape Never Lies Network.
Tape Never Lies Network.
The Tape Never Lies Network.
Tape Never Lies Network. Home of the greatest Chicago Bears fans on earth.
you go.
That is awesome. I love that.
You're in it. You better love it.
Well, I would love it even though I wasn't in it. That's okay. My ego isn't that big. My ego isn't that big. Sorry.
I know. You're a tremendous asset to. I didn't say ass hat. I said asset.
Ass hat.
I said asset to the network. Wednesday we got Olin Kreutz jumping on the show to talk.
Nice.
Look back about Bears versus Packers, all of that stuff. Chris, is there any show you're currently watching?
Are you
that
kidding
we need
me?
to? Yeah. Is there anything?
Come on.
What are you watching?
House of fucking Dragons, bro.
Oh, the guy is in the house. He's in the house.
I am watching that religiously now. Religiously.
I haven't started it yet. Like, I like to save up episodes.
Oh my god.
I can't. I don't like it. Now I gotta wait. Shane doesn't even watch that stuff.
I said shame as in
shame as in shame.
Yes. And if you watch, okay, you got it. You remember from last year?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just making
sure.
It is. I mean, obviously we're only in like episode 5 or 6 right now, but I mean it's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be hard to top Game of Thrones for me, but it's really, really good. Really good. And I purposely did not read the book because I wanted to see this first.
Really?
Yes, because I've read all the books. I'm a nerd like that.
Well, I'm excited about the show.
What are you watching? You might not be watching that. What are you watching?
No, I like this show on Netflix. I think it's from the CW, but they swear, so I don't know. It's called In the Dark. And it's pretty well written. It's about this blind girl.
Okay.
And she gets caught up in all of this criminal stuff and drugs.
Okay. Well, I was a little nervous when you said the CW. I thought you were like watching like some teenager.
No.
Something like that. Like
I think it's from there. I don't know where it is shot from.
If they have anybody older than 25, I'm sure it's not from the CW then.
Yes, they're all older. They're in their 30s, late 20s. Yeah, it's a good show. That's what I'm watching right now. They took Brooklyn Nine-Nine off Hulu. I was so upset. Now I gotta go to Peacock, Chris.
Hey, watch out.
They put it over there.
Gotta
get over there.
Now.
Gotta represent. We'll be back next week representing the Super 16
show.
Yes, we'll be back next Monday night, breaking it all down with Chris Zorich. Tonight, we got through it. We did it live, and we'll continue to do it here on the #1 channel, breaking down football and the Chicago Bears. The tape never lies, as well as check out Chris Zorich's YouTube channel and his podcast, the Christopher Zorich Podcast, with Chris Zorich as the host. That's him. He's not a linebacker. He's an All-American defensive tackle.
Was All-American? Oh, yeah. Wait, CBS? Okay, yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Making sure. Oh, College Hall of Fame, too. My bad. And National Champion.
Damn, you did it all.
Damn.
We'll see you guys next week for Chris Zorich and our super producer, Cherie Lady Bear. In the background, I'm your guy, DDP, Draft Dr. Phil. We'll be back Super 16 poll show next week, maybe with a guest. Hey. Thanks for watching the Super 16 poll show with Chris Zorich. Like, subscribe, and comment. This has been a special presentation of the Tape Never Lies Network. Performance over politics.